Chapter 8. Back on the Deckard Drive, Eugenia Lincoln was looking for Baby. She looked in Baby's bed. Baby was not there. She looked on the back step. Baby was not there either. "Baby!" shouted Eugenia. "Reveal yourself at once!" But Baby didn't rebel herself. "Where could she be?" said Eugenia. "And why do I think this has something to do with that pig?" Eugenia marched next door. She rang the Watson's bell. "Mrs. Watson," said Eugenia, "Baby is missing." Goodness, said Mrs. Watson. I believe then your pig is responsible," said Eugenia. "Mercy?" said Mrs. Watson. "Yes," said Eugenia. "Exactly." "But Mercy is not here," said Mrs. Watson. "She is on her Saturday ride with Mr. Watson." Eugenia turns and looked down the road. "Folly," she said. "Heavens," said Mrs. Watson. "You don't think—" "I do think," said Eugenia. "That is my point exactly. I do think. And apparently I am the only one round here who does." Chapter 9. Officer Tomello had to go very fast to catch up with the convertible. The officer had to speed. Is that passing swerving?" Officer Tomello asked himself. "It is," he answered himself. "It does most definitely swerving. It is drive of that vehicle breaking the law?" Officer Tomello asked. "Without a doubt," he answered. "The law is being broken. It is time to take action." Officer Tomello pulled up alongside the car. He shouted into his bullhorn, "Pull over!" The driver turned. The driver looked at him. The driver winked. "Is that pig behind the wheel?" Officer Tomello asked himself. "Yes," he answered himself. "Yes, that pig is most definitely behind the wheel." Again, Officer Tomello shouted into his bullhorn, "Pull over! Pigs cannot drive car. Pig cannot drive car. Pull over!" Immediately, "He is absolutely correct," said Mr. Watson. "Pig cannot drive car, and I will take to pull over, but I can no longer feel my leg. Therefore, I cannot step on the brake pedal. Therefore, I cannot stop this car." "Oh dear," said Baby. "I think we are in trouble." Chapter 10. Back on the deck of the drive, Mrs. Watson invited Eugenia inside. "There's no point in worrying alone," Mrs. Watson said. "Come in and help me fix a snack for my darling." Mrs. Watson brought Eugenia into the kitchen. "Will you help me butter some toast?" asked Mrs. Watson. "Toast?" grumbled Eugenia. "Who cares about toast?" "Don't worry," said Mrs. Watson. She pat Eugenia on the back. "If baby is with Mr. Watson, then she is just fine. Mr. Watson is an excellent driver." "He is a man," said Eugenia. "Pardon?" said Mrs. Watson. "Nothing," said Eugenia. She picked up a piece of toast. Like this. She peeled the thinnest amount of butter. "Oh, heavens," said Mrs. Watson. "You have to put on more than that." Mercy liked a great deal of butter on her toast. Who cares how pigs like their toast?" Eugenia said. "There, there," said Mrs. Watson. "I know that you are worried, but everything will work out. Baby will come home. In the meantime, why don't we just concentrate on your buttering?" "Toast is not the answer," grumbled Eugenia, "but she buttered other pieces anyway." Chapter 11. "You must stop the car," shouted Officer Tomello. "But I cannot stop the car," said Mr. Watson. "Oink, oink," said Mercy. She was having an excellent time. "I have an idea, Mr. Watson," said Baby Lincoln. "If you tell me where the brake pedal is, I will apply it." "The brake pedal?" said Mr. Watson from under each Mercy. "It is the pedal to the left of the gate pedal. The brake pedal is pedal that I do not have my foot on." Baby unbuckled her seat belt. She climbed into the front seat. She put her seat belt on. She slid as close to Mr. Watson as she could. She looked down. She saw Mr. Watson's foot. She saw the pedal next to it. I have located the brake pedal, Mr. Watson," Baby announced. "Exactly," said Mr. Watson. "Now appeal it." Baby stretched across Mr. Watson's. "I am Apply the brake pedal, Mr. Watson, Baby shouted. Hold on, everyone. Chapter 12. The car scratched. The car shoulder. The car Korean. The car column. And finally, the car stopped. Mercy was very surprised. Suddenly, she was not driving the car. Suddenly, she was not even in the car. Suddenly, Mercy was airborne. Mr. Watson was wearing his seat belt. He did not fly out of the car. Baby Lincoln was wearing her seat belt. She did not fly out of the car. Officer Tomella was safe in his police cruiser. He did not fly out of his car. Only Mercy flew. Oh dear, said Baby. I'm an emergent, shouted Mr. Watson. Let the fire department. Was that pig wearing a seat belt? Officer Tomella asked. No, he answered himself. That pig most certainly was not. Have laws been broken here? Asked Officer Tomella. Most certainly, most definitely, rules have been broken there. Mr. Watson and Baby Lincoln and Officer Tomella watched Mercy fly. They watched her land. Oof! Mr. Watson got out of the car. He ran to Mercy. He wrapped his arm round her and held her tight. My darling, my dear, he said, please tell me that you are all right. Oink, said Mercy. She sniffed Mr. Watson's neck. Hooray, said Baby. She's fine. Oh, thank you, said Mr. Watson. Thank you, thank you, thank you. He bent his head and covered the tips of Mercy's ear with kiss. You are a miracle, a prodigy, oh dear, said Mr. Watson. You are a Porcine Wonder, but even Porcine Wonder cannot drive. In fact, Porcine Wonder shall never be allowed to drive. Ever. Mercy sighed. She was glad the ride was over. She felt a teeny bit dizzy and a little bit dazzy. She went very much to go home. Chapter 13. Eugenia Lincoln and Mrs. Watson stood together on the Watsons' front porch. They watched a police car pull into the driveway. Mr. Watson and Mercy and Baby Lincoln were in the back seat. As I suppose, said Eugenia troublefully, and that pig is right in the middle for